Hi everybody, welcome back. Well, Netflix has a new film out this Friday.
Yay, Netflix
a new film, a new movie, The Woman in the Window. Listen to this cast. We have Amy Adams, we have Gary Oldman, Julianne Moore, Jennifer Jason Leigh. This has got to be good. It's got to be good.
Oh, don't forget you have new Captain America and temporary Captain America in it.
Lots of Captain Americas. And
probably patriotic show.
whoa, this is going to be good, right? It's not a political, it's a thriller, psychological thriller. And let's talk about it. It's got to be good. Go ahead, Paul. Give us an overview of this film for us.
Amy Adams plays Anna Fox, and she's agoraphobic, which means she's scared to go outside of her house. And she's on meds, and she's seen a psychiatrist, and it's pretty severe. And she spends all day just looking out her window, watching what happens in the world. And another family moves in across the street, and she believes that she witnesses one of those, the woman who moved in, get murdered. And so she reports it, and then the authorities come and prove her wrong. She didn't see what she thought she saw. Looks like there's a cover-up going on.
Basically. And you can't tell if it's real or unreal. Is she really dreaming it? Sometimes she thinks that they're right. Sometimes she thinks that they're wrong.
Because the drugs that she's taking, you're not supposed to take them on alcohol.
Yeah,
with alcohol.
I wish they would have made that point more. They hardly mentioned you shouldn't be taking that with alcohol. They hardly mentioned that in this movie.
And so a lot of freaky things are happening that you don't know if she's going insane.
You shouldn't be dropping acid.
Yeah. So, you didn't watch this, did you?
No, I didn't watch this.
Well, you're the lucky one out of the two of us, I think.
Three. There's three
out of the two of us.
Don Math.
Don Math. What did you think?
Well, at first, like 15 minutes into the movie, I said, okay, are they going to start the movie? Like, it seemed like she was just doing her thing, living her life, and 15 minutes in, there was still no plot.
Oh, it's one of those.
And then, there is plot for the next 15 minutes, but it's so slow. And, like, quiet. Like, that space movie, that Stowaway, there's, like, long periods of quiet in space. Well, this is long periods of quiet in a house.
Now, Stowaway, if you watch Stowaway was action-filled compared to this movie. Action-filled. At least they were walking. The most that happens in this is she goes up and down stairs.
Hey, listen, agoraphobia is no joke.
And apparently it is, because this movie, to me, sort of was a joke.
Well, there was kind of some interesting things. Like, how are they going to show us whether what we're watching is her imagination or real? Is there going to be a cover-up? Is everything completely misread by her because of her insanity? Like, I was okay with all that stuff.
Yeah. But it's so slow.
Very slow. Not interesting in that respect.
Yes, not interesting in the interesting respect of being interesting.
But I had a lot of problems with some of the things they put in. Like, the woman who was murdered visited her the night before.
Yeah, Julianne Moore.
And she was an interesting actress.
Had she actually been murdered?
Yes.
Okay.
But I hated the character. I wanted to punch her in the face because she was just being rude to Amy Adams' character.
But they were both getting along so well. They were playing cards together and laughing.
I don't know why. I would have kicked her out of my house. And then you have this very sympathetic kid of that lady, and it turns out that he's very, very different at the end, like very contrived.
Yeah, like they said, okay, let's make this spin you on your head, something you weren't expecting. Kind of expecting, but
yeah, it's like maybe 3/4 of the way through the movie, Amy Adams takes off her mask. And she's actually a martial arts from China.
She's Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Like something out of the blue.
Where does that come from? Like, that's what this kid was. It had nothing to do with the movie. It should not have been there. It was stupid.
Yeah. It's okay. My basic review of this film: close-ups of people's face, people drinking, taking pills, and slow dialogue. And sometimes they'll carry on a conversation, but you don't know the other parts of the conversation. They're talking as if they're old friends, and they're referencing something that happened before, but you don't know what they're referencing. And they go, oh, ha, 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 yeah, that's right. What are you talking about in the film? It was so boring. There's a neighbor that lives downstairs. He seems like the nicest guy in the world. And then they start throwing in these contrived things to try and, well, this guy's all of a sudden dangerous and he's psycho. And
Is this based on a book?
It is. A best-selling book.
I'm going to bet that if you read the book, you'd probably have answers to all those questions.
Maybe, but I didn't read the book. I watched the movie.
Yeah.
And this is one of my problems with a lot of Netflix films and things. It's great actors, but that's where they seem to have spent the budget. Because everything else was dull and boring.
So what do we got? We got this movie, an adaptation. We have Without Remorse was an adaptation.
Yeah.
There was another one we watched recently was an adaptation. It sucked. The Constant Gardener, we reviewed that. The adaptation sucked. Maybe they should not
Stop
adapt.
doing that.
Even not adaptation, we just watched Stowaway. It kind of sucked. It's the streaming service movies that are letting us down right now. Where their series that they come out with are fantastic a lot of the times. Really good. They just got to learn to start nailing some movies and actually learning how to make a movie.
Was there something you liked about this movie?
It ended.
Not like I literally was bored out of my mind watching this film.
I liked the fact that Wyatt Russell and Anthony Mackie were in it. Because they were just in Falcon and Winter Soldier together.
Yeah.
They were in this one. And whether their parts were well fleshed out or not, they were good actors to me.
Oh, there was nothing wrong with any of the... Gary Oldman, one of my favorite actors in this. And he plays a villain again, kind of, but then he's not a villain.
Spoilers!
But
Well, he does hit his kid.
he does, but I mean, we still don't know if she's kind of hallucinating that at that point. Neither,
Yeah, I guess,
right?
I guess.
So, but for me, it's... Mark, you should watch it.
We should challenge him to watch it.
Everybody else out there, nah, don't worry about it
Listen,
too much.
I am happy with the choices I made last night. Okay?
Not in life. Just last night.
Just last night.
All right, what do you give it?
I'll give it a 4.
Yeah, I'm putting this down in the 3 category. I did not enjoy the movie. I was bored in the movie, and I will never watch the movie again. And those are 3s for me.
I'm going to go right in between at 3.5.
There you go.
Good call. Good call.
Good call.
Thanks.
Way to go. Good job.
Thanks.
And you know what? I wish at this point I had not watched it either. So I think not a success so far.
Who's the true winner here?
So many good actors in this.
I know. That's why I was... Even Julianne Moore is in this. Okay, great. This and then... Gary Oldman. Go. Boring. I was so bored. I could have easily fallen asleep, woken up, and not cared. Because that's how the plot went. Well, take a look. It's on Netflix. Let us know if you watch this thing. The Woman in the Window. And she never leaves the window.
What about the end?
Just FYI. Before we wrap up. It turns ultra-violent at the end. There's no violence in this film right up until the end, really.
Oh, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the end.
The end. Oh, I know the end. Go ahead.
You didn't watch the end, did
I
you?
watched the whole darn thing.
Click.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know they're up on the roof.
Oh,
Go.
spoiler alert for this.
Turn it off if you...
If you don't want to get spoiled by the ending.
Yeah, that severe, life-threatening agoraphobia she had, she just walks out of her house and moves on.
Oh, she's over it.
Yeah, she's happy. Movers are there. Lots of people walking around. She gets in her car. She drives away. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah. And also, for somebody who's afraid to go out of her house, she certainly lets a lot of people into her house.
Like, she
That she
had
doesn't
a
know.
panic attack and passed out because she opened her front door. That's
Yeah.
how bad it was. And now she's outside.
Just like this.
Well, she stopped,
Maybe that
she stopped
was-
drinking while she was on her pills.
Well,
It could be.
maybe that stay in hospital helped her out. after she had a garden rake through her face. I mean, it's super violent at one point. Just FYI, if you're watching this with somebody thinking that, oh, there's nothing going on, and then the ending comes, if there's little kids there, just let them walk out the door. And there you go. Bad movie. That's how we're going to wrap this up. Until next time, we'll see you on the channel.